The Court of Appeal has granted Peter Obi permission to inspect the electoral materials used by Inec. And they say here, congratulations to obedience. At least we know that the court worked well today. Thank you so much. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal on Wednesday rejected the application by the Independent National Electoral Commission to vary the orders in either earlier granted to the People's Democratic Party and Labour Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi respectively to inspect election materials used during the presidential poll. The Punch newspapers reported that the court issued the restraining order in the ruling it gave on Friday, granting permission to Atiku and Obi to inspect the sensitive materials used for the conduct of the February 25th election. Both Atiku and Obi obtained the order to challenge the outcome of the election, which they alleged was marred by the fraud and their irregularities. So, those of you who are saying that the court is not going to be possible for Obi to win this case, let me tell you something you don't know before I proceed. You see, one of the reasons Buhari refused to sign the Electoral Act was because he knew that if he had signed it before coming in for the second term, it was going to affect him. That was why he didn't do it. Have you really taken note of the Electoral Act? And some of you came to my comment section and were saying unpleasant things. I laugh. You don't even know me. You don't know me. You think maybe I'm just one YouTuber who came. If it comes to elections, litigation, petition, and the law, please, listen to me when I talk. I talk on behalf of the common Nigeria. Like I told you people, you might see the passion in which I talk and analyze the electoral, process. I am not talking because I want content. I am talking because I am not happy about how people are suffering. Today I went to the market. People are suffering. It's not, we will talk about Obi. We are happy Obi is going to court. Yes. We pray that he wins. And if he doesn't and the election is cancelled, we'll all go back to the polls. And that is why I encourage you, do not destroy your PVCs. The INEC knows that what they did, there are irregularities, and they know so well that people are going to talk about it. How can you say you want to reconfigure? And it is written that when a Bvas is reconfigured, every information will be wiped out. It's just like formatting a phone. And when I'm talking, somebody came under my comment section.
Any attempt to reconfigure
I look at you and laugh because you don't even know your right.
All the information on it.
If you know your right,
as we speak now,
and anyway,
for the love of mercy, I think those materials should be taken away from INEC now.
Section is the way you show the world how you were trained. Whatever you write, you abuse people, you are showing the world how you were raised. You are abusing your parents, is not me. Anyway, let's go forward. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, on Wednesday attended the court proceedings with his lawyers over the party's legal request to inspect bimodal. For those of you who don't know that this Bvas, let's say the name now, bimodal voter accreditation system machines. So that's the meaning of Bvas. And other electoral materials deployed by the Independent National Electoral Commission in the February 25th elections. Obi, in a statement he shared via his Twitter handle on Wednesday morning, said that he had decided to cancel his campaign trips to appear in court with his lawyers. And I saw a post a comment somebody wrote that made me laugh. The person said that why is Obi going to court? Is it that he doesn't trust his lawyers? And it brought me to really understand why people reason this way. He said, is it that Obi does not trust his lawyers? She started saying unkind things to Obi. When somebody now came and said something to clear her, on what she was trying to say, she now say that's how they are creating enmity for Obi that because somebody had an opinion. Then somebody said, but you attacked Obi first. You know, a lot of people on social media have a way of, attacking people. And then when you now respond to them, they'll now start claiming righteous. Okay, let's go further and read this. It said the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has decided to cancel his campaign trips and attend the court proceedings with his lawyers. Obi made this statement via his Twitter handle on Wednesday. He said, he said, and I quote, I am supposed to commence our whistle stop campaign for various Labour Party governorship and state assembly candidates today. Initially, my trip was to take me to Nasarawa, Lagos, Enugu, Abia, Delta, Edo, Rivers, Benue, Borno, etc. However, following Inec refusal to allow our party to inspect the material, including Bvas, from the 25th February presidential elections, I am personally heading to the court today with our lawyers. So you see the reason why Obi went to court. People don't find out, they don't read things to the end. They just begin to apportion blame. Obi actually went to court because after the court had asked Inec to allow them to investigate this thing, Inec refused. Inec kept saying that the court should allow them to format it. Inec said they should allow them. I don't understand. Those of you who are supporting Inec, because you are supporting a tribalism, supporting people from where they come from and religion, you don't sit down to really reason. You who is abusing me for analyzing this, you who is talking trash about other people, have you really sat down to ask yourself this question? If Inec's hands are clean, why are they refusing to allow them to access these materials? However, following Inec refusal to allow our party to inspect the materials, including Bvas, are you seeing that? As we were urged to do due process and defer to the rule of law, I urge all the obedient in various states to continue campaigning for our candidates. Are you seeing? While Peter Obi is out there trying to sort out things, he is also putting out a word to every obedient to go out there and vote. He now said, when you hear Peter Obi being referred, somebody on the comment section said, when you hear Peter Obi being referred as a smart man, this is it. Yes, he's smart because after they refused to allow that, how can INEC refuse them to access the Bvas and other materials? Yet INEC is also applying to the court, telling them, please, they want to format the system. If they format it, that is another word for that thing they're asking for. Every information will go and the court will not be able to lay hands on it. Another person say, yes, so it should be. So we aren't backing down. Recovering our mandate is very important. We must go harder. Another person said, this is simply adorable, lovable with the way he does his thing. Always hands on ready to real issues and never shy away from responsibility or play games with it. Rather comes out with his both hands raised in the air to show sincerity, dedication, purity, and genuineness of intent and purpose. Are you seeing that? This is what people are saying about P2B. So right now I'm going to, leave you to listen to what somebody in another television network, Arise, said about what INEC is about to do. Just keep watching, guys.
INEC should please, for the love of mercy, stop the cheap blackmail. If they're trying to blackmail us now with the elections, why is that when people call their attention to the fact that there were flaws in the process, why didn't they stop then to have a rethink? INEC should stop this cheap blackmail because they're beginning to look suspect. The damage is much already. We don't know what people are even saying about us on the international community. I think it was the 79 elections that made Fela release a song called Babala Nonsense. Crazy democracy, demonstration of Chris. But the sad reality is that over 40 years after, we are still saying, as Fela said, we have turned our democracy into a demonstration of Chris. This same Bvas INEC wants to tamper with. There's empirical evidence that says any attempt to reconfigure Bvas would disrupt all the information on it. As we speak now, for the love of mercy, I think those materials should be taken away from Inec now and kept in a safe place. Because I don't trust the integrity of Inec still having those Bvas materials in their custody as we speak. If we want to truly scrutinize the process. Did Inec tell us that they were going to upgrade the Bvas before now? Were they not supposed to stipulate in the own guidelines they put out? And why do you need to reconfigure the Bvas? Is it not the same voting register it will have? And the same polling unit is allocated to? The same Inec that want to reconfigure has not been able to tell us.
Really interesting. This is Onyechi Bazu, a legal luminary of note. Why is he popular? He is the guy who helped Peter Obi recover his stolen mandate in Anambra State. He's
This
also
is
guy
the son
who helped
that has been
recalibrate
helping
his tenure,
Obi
meaning
win
if as a
cases.
governor your mandate was stolen, whenever you recover your mandate,
Our
you are
LUP
going to
guy.
enjoy the
So
4
guys,
years the
vote
Constitution
Labour.
promised you. This is the guy we have to thank for that. Now, I heard he's leaving over 20 sands. I don't know, but that's what I heard. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is a guy that INEC retains whenever they have a suit. He has led INEC defense in a lot of suits before, but now he's sitting on the other side of the table, meaning he's now defending Labour Party's mandate, and we are excited. Guys, just chill and relax. Things are getting
to be open to the private sector. Currently, it is politicized, and people have to wait for between 10 to 30 minutes for a bus to come. We need more buses, and we're going to open this to the private sector. If you have a bus that meets the requirements, you can use the BRT lane. The idea is that we're not going to have a government whose purse strings determine the level of development. We create an enabling environment for the private sector to actually get involved in infrastructure development. Mr. Gadiba Rose, people, thank you.
There's empirical evidence that says any attempt to reconfigure Bvas would disrupt all the information on it. As we speak now, for the love of mercy, I think those materials should be taken away from Inec now and kept.
really interesting. This is Onyechi Bazu, a legal luminary of note. Why is he popular? He is the guy who helped Peter Obi recover his stolen mandate in Anambra State. He's also the guy who helped recalibrate his tenure, meaning if as a governor your mandate was stolen, whenever you recover your mandate, you are going to enjoy the 4 years the Constitution promised you. This is the guy we have to thank for that. Now, I heard he's leading over 20 sands. I don't know, but that's what I heard. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is the guy that INEC retains whenever they have a suit. He has led INEC defense in a lot of suits before, but now